Yeah, we're waiting on more people to join in, inshallah. Do welcome everyone, alhamdulillah, for coming through for today's khatam by IMSA's youth and young adults, mashallah. Is the live on already, or Fatih?
Sorry, yeah, YouTube is live. Facebook is getting live, inshallah.
Oh, okay, mashallah. So, you think we could start, inshallah?
Yeah, inshallah, we can start.
Okay. Bismillah, salatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad al-Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wasallam. We praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most gracious, the most merciful, and we ask Allah to send His blessings and His salutations upon the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Peace and blessings be upon him. Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, the last 10. Everyone, welcome to IMSA's Youth and Young Adults program session for this session, mashallah, the third one for the completion of the recitation of the Qur'an. Mashallah, when we think about the Qur'an, we really think about, how Ramadan and fasting comes along when it's in Surah Al-Baqarah, this chapter of the calf or the cow. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان, right? Where this month specifically is the month where the Quran was revealed, right? As a sense of guidance for mankind and a sense of clarification. So mashallah, when we go into like the subject of the Khatm of the Quran, it's really something that is very dignified, of much honor. In the tradition of the people of the past, of the Islamic tradition, many Muslims of the past continued this legacy of completing the Quran, whether it be, the miraculous timings of finishing a Quran per day or per week or per 3 days a week. We have that as well during the month of Ramadan, especially where it's really emphasized. And in terms of reading the Quran together, there's many blessings and benefit of that, as recorded by the prophetic tradition and the people of the past, the Sahaba, the companions, and the followers. As well, why have this completion of the Quran? Why go from Al-Fatiha all the way down to An-Nas? But then when we see into the tradition, after, inshallah, we'll go into the program, we're going to go after finishing the end of the surah of An-Nas to go back into Al-Fatiha and Baqarah and onwards. There's a reason behind that. It's related of the tradition of the Salaf, of the people of the past, that one of the best works of the Quran is to have the recitation of the end of the Quran and also the beginning, right? When we think about the Quran, it's not about finishing the Quran and that's the end of the day. It's my time, I'm done. Let me leave this Quran, which is explicitly stated in the Quran, where we shouldn't be doing that. We should always continue our endeavor, our journey with the Quran. And so we go back again to Al-Fatiha after An-Nas, Al-Baqarah, to symbolize the fact that, this Quran is always going to be a guide for us, inshallah, throughout life, and as a witness for us in thereafter, inshallah. Ameen, Rabbil Ameen. Alhamdulillah. So for everyone tuning in, mashallah, we have people coming through as well. I'll be breaking down the agenda for this khatam, inshallah. We have our hufaz, and just me thinking of the hufaz, the bearers of the Quran. That's really an honor that you're continuing this legacy that the prophetic tradition has for the companions that they brought through and through the legacies of the Muslims, right? So alhamdulillah, really want to thank today Brother Fatih for holding this whole session, the Rida family, mashallah. We're gonna have to start off with the recitation of the Hufaz coming along, and then after that recitation going from I believe, going from Al-Qadr all the way to the end and into Al-Fatiha and Al-Baqarah. We're gonna have as well Imam Joban, mashallah. So Sheikh Joban, as we all know, he is, I feel like, I'm from the SoCal area myself. I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Honest. Pleased to meet everyone. But Imam Joban, I feel like in terms of the community in Washington or in the Indonesian community, he is one of like the founding fathers in terms of bringing a spiritual community. We have in the SoCal community Sheikh Muzammil Siddiqui, where he started like the OC kind of community. I feel like Imam Joban has resurrected the Islamic spirit over there in Washington and throughout, inshallah, in the Indonesian Muslim community. So alhamdulillah for Sheikh Joban. He will be filling in, inshallah, after the recitation of the reciters. Oh, and before that, excuse me, after the recitation of Al-Baqarah, that will be finished, we will have the du'as. So there's also a prophetic tradition to also, once you conclude with the recitation of the Qur'an, the khatam of the Qur'an, the completion, you go straight away into making the du'a, as of the times where your du'as will be really accepted, will be heavily accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is right after you finish the Qur'an, right? They say that, many people attend to the khatam of the Qur'an due to being the transcending or the transcendence of mercy going down during that moment when the Quran is going to be finished by someone or by a group. So mashallah, and especially we as having a group, we're going to be having being recited for the Quran, right? So after the du'as by Imam Joban, and then as well with the Hufad with their own du'as, we're going to have a khatira on Laylatul Qadr, the night of power, right? Since this is going on about the 10 days, inshallah, the last 10, even 3 or 4 even, right? SubhanAllah, we try to gain every moment that we have for the last moments of Ramadan. And also about the Quran by our Sheikh Muhammad Ban. And then we'll go into Q&A, and then we'll have closing remarks by the IMSA team, specifically Shafrin, inshallah. So without further ado, I will introduce to you guys, inshallah, the reciters. So if we check out the screen that's shared by yours truly, Brother Fatih, we have Abid bin Rudi. So when we say bin, or binti, so bin is son of, right? So we're like in understanding why we have the bin and the binti as well, the son of or daughter of, we're saying that there is a chain, a legacy that's brought back, right? That we are honoring our forefathers, we're honoring our parents and so forth. And that is a beautiful tradition that we have of our faith. So we have Abid bin Rudi, the son of Rudi. He's 16 from Texas, mashallah. He'll be reciting Al-Qadr and Al-Bayyinah. We have Mubashir bin Sheikh Joban, the son of Joban. He's 16 from Washington, mashallah. He'll be reciting Al-Zalzala and Al-Adiyah. We have Al-Khansa bint Arif, the daughter of Arif. She is 16 years from Missouri, mashallah. She'll be reciting Al-Qariya and Takathur. We have Shafia bint, the daughter of Krishna. She is 17 years old from Washington. She'll be reciting Surat Al-Asr and Surat Al-Humaza. And then we have Fadli bin Herman, the son of Herman, which he is 18 years old from Texas. Mashallah, he'll be reciting Al-Fil and Al-Quraysh, excuse me. And then we have Yusuf bin Irfan, the son of Irfan. He is 18 from Washington, and he'll be reciting Al-Ma'un and Surat Al-Kawthar. And we have Azam bin Krishna as well, the son of Krishna. He is 18 years old, coming straight from Washington. He'll be reciting Al-Kafirun, Surah Al-Kafirun, and Surah Al-Nasr, right? And then we have Rida bint Rudi, the daughter of Rudi. She is 19 years old, hailing from Texas. She'll be reciting Al-Lahab and Al-Ikhlas. We have Hania bint Arif, the daughter of Arif, who is 20 years old from Missouri. MashaAllah, she'll be reciting Surah Al-Falaq and Surah Al-Nas. And then we have Ifdal, Qari Ifdal bin Arianto, Pa Arianto, the son of Pa Arianto. He is 23 years old, coming from Texas. He'll be reciting Al-Fatiha, continuing that recitation that we're going to complete, inshallah, and into the beginning of Al-Baqarah. SubhanAllah, just realizing the fact that we're blessed to have the presence of the Hufaz, the future of our generation, SubhanAllah. Let this be a sense of inspiration, of aspiration for those that are trying to get into the Qur'an, to really see, what they can accomplish and to really be inspired by that, inshallah. So without further ado, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, we could start, inshallah, with the khatam, with the completion of the Quran, with starting with Brother Abid, and then you can continue on with the order, inshallah. So Abid, Bismillah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لم يكن الذين كفروا من أهل الكتاب والمشركين منفكين حتى تأتيهم البينة رسول من الله يتلو صحفا مطهرة فيها كتب قيمة وما تفرق الذين أوتوا الكتاب إلا من بعد ما جاءتهم البينة وما أمروا إلا ليعبدوا الله مخلصين له الدين حنفاء ويقيموا الصلاة ويؤتوا الزكاة وذلك دين القيمة إن الذين كفروا من أهل الكتاب والمشركين في نار جهنم خالدين فيها أولئك هم شر البرية إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات أولئك هم خير البرية جزاؤهم عند ربهم جنات عدن تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه ذلك لمن خشي ربه
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا زلزلت الأرض زلزالها وأخرجت الأرض أثقالها وقال الإنسان ما لها يومئذ تحدث أخبارها بأن ربك أوحى لها يومئذ يصدر الناس أشتاتا ليروا أعمالهم فمن يعمل مثقال ذرة خيرا يره ومن يعمل مثقال ذرة شرا يره بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعاديات ضبحا فالموريات قدحا فالمغيرات سبحا فأثرن به نقعا فوسطن به جمعا إن الإنسان لربه لكنود وإنه على ذلك لشهيد وإنه لحب الخير لشديد أفلا يعلم إذا بعثر ما في القبور وحسر ما في الصدور إن ربهم بهم يومئذ لخبير.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. القارعة. ما القارعة وما أدراك ما القارعة يوم يكون الناس كالفراش المبثوث وتكون الجبال كالعهن المنفوش فأما من ثقلت موازينه فهو في عيشة راضية وأما من خفت موازينه فأمه هاوية وما أدراك ما هي نار حامية. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألهاكم التكاثر حتى زرتم المقابر كلا سوف تعلمون ثم كلا سوف تعلمون كلا لو تعلمون علم اليقين لترون الجحيم ثم لترونها عين اليقين ثم لتسألن يومئذ عن النعيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إننا لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالرحمن الرحيم. الذي جمع يسخر في عمل.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل ألم يجعل كيدهم في تضليل وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل فجعلهم كعصف مأكول. لإيلاف قريش إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف فليعبدوا رب هذا البيت الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفره إنه كان توابا
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب سيصلى نارا ذات لهب وامرأته حمالة الحطب في جيدها حبل من مسد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. We ask Allah to accept our recitation of the Quran. We can continue straight away with dua from Sheikh Joban. فليتفضل مشكورا مولانا.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
السلام.
Maulana, Sheikh Joban, I don't hear a sound from you. Sheikh Joban, can you hear me? I think there's some technical difficulties with hearing Sheikh Joban for his dua. Sheikh Joban, can you hear me? I don't hear you, Sheikh Joban. Okay, so I just got the confirm that Sheikh Joban is reconnecting. So just bear with us, inshallah. While we're at it, subhanAllah, we ask Allah to accept the recitation of the Qur'an, the completion of the Qur'an. We ask Allah to accept our efforts that are made in understanding the Qur'an, right? Let's just give it a minute or two, inshallah, for Sheikh Joban to join in once again, inshallah. I truly apologize for the technical difficulties.
I can fix it.
Assalamualaikum, Sheikh Joban.
I don't know what's happened.
Oh, okay, inshallah, no worries. It's
Okay.
through Zoom, inshallah. Bismillah.
Okay, yeah, fix it. اللهم ارحمنا بالقرآن واجعله لنا إماما ونورا وهدى ورحمة. اللهم ذكرنا منه ما نسينا وعلمنا منه ما جهلنا وارزقنا تلاوته آناء الليل وأطراف النهار واجعل لنا حجة يا رب العالمين. اللهم أصلح لنا ديننا الذي هو عصمة أمرنا وأصلح لنا دنيانا التي فيها معاشنا وأصلح لنا آخرتنا التي فيها معادنا واجعل الحياة زيادة لنا في كل خير واجعل الحياة زيادة لنا في كل خير واجعل الموت راحة لنا من كل شر. اللهم اجعل خير عمرنا آخره وخير عملنا خواتمه وخير أيامنا يوم نلقاك فيه إنك على كل شيء قدير. اللهم إنا نسألك عيشة هنية وميتة سوية ومردا غير مخز ولا فاضح. اللهم إنا نسألك خير المسألة وخير الدنيا وخير النجاة وخير العلم وخير العمل وخير الثواب وخير الحياة وخير الممات وثبتنا وثقل موازيننا وحقق إيماننا وارفع درجتنا وتقبل صلاتنا واغفر خطايانا واسألك العفو واسألك الأولى واسألك العفو والعافية. اللهم إنا just a second, I think we can have again.
Okay.
Exit on here and join on here.
Was that is Imam Joban reconnecting, or that was mashallah?
اللهم اقسم لنا من خشيتك ما تهول به بيننا وبين معصيتك
آمين.
ومن طاعتك ما تبلغنا به جنتك
آمين.
من اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا ومتئنا اللهم بأسمائنا وأبصارنا وقوتنا أبدا ما أبقيتنا أرحم الراحمين اللهم اجعل الجنة دارنا
آمين.
دار آبائنا وأمهاتنا وجدانا وجداتنا وأمهات المسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات اللهم لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا دينا إلا قضيته ولا حاجة من هوائج الدنيا والآخرة إلا قضيتها يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم يا معلم آدم علمنا ويا مفهم سليمان فهمنا اللهم بارك لنا في أولادنا ووفقهم إلى طاعتك وارزقنا برهم اللهم اجعلهم من الصديقين اللهم اجعلهم من الصالحين اللهم اجعلهم من الداعين إلى الله اللهم إنا نسألك بأسمائك الحسنى وصفاتك العليا أن ترفع أمهاتنا وآبائنا وأن تنجيهم من عذاب القبر وعذاب جهنم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه الكريم وسلم تسليما كثيرا.
Jazakallah khairan.
Sorry, something happened. I know.
No, Jazakallah khair. It's the COVID era, mashallah. Alhamdulillah. We can continue on, inshallah. Jazakallah khair, Sheikh Joban, for your du'as. We can continue on with the du'as of the Hufaz, inshallah. In order, inshallah. Starting from the top.
اللهم إني أسألك من الخير كله عاجله وآجله ما علمت منه وما لم أعلم وأعوذ بك من الشر كله عاجله وآجله ما علمت منه وما لم أعلم.
جزاك الله خير.
ربي أوزعني أن أشكر نعمتك التي أنعمت علي وعلى والدي وأن أعمل صالحا ترضاه وادخلني برحمتك في عبادك الصالحين. ربنا واجعلنا مسلمين لك ومن ذريتنا أمة مسلمة لك وأرنا مناسكنا وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. Allah, accept all of our good deeds and acts of worship in this holy month. Allah, relieve us of this musibah, so we may appreciate the blessings of Jama'ah and the prayers at the masjid, and the gatherings with each other that we have all missed. May we come out of this test stronger than ever in our faith, and may we be amongst the righteous. Ameen.
اللهم اغفر لي ولوالدي وللمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب. ربنا اغفر لنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم.
جزاك الله خير.
اللهم إني أعوذ بك من الخبيث جهنم وفي المحيا
Your connection was a bit choppy. Yeah. Bismillah.
اللهم إني أعوذ بك من الخبث ومن فتنة المحيا والممات ومن شر فتنة الدجال.
اللهم لك أسلمنا وبك آمنا وعليك توكلنا وبك خاصمنا وإليك حاكمنا وإليك أنبنا وإليك المصير، فاغفر لنا ما قدمنا وما أخرنا وما أسررنا وما أعلنا وما أنت أعلم به منا، أنت المقدم وأنت المؤخر، لا إله إلا أنت. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات والأحياء منهم والأموات، إنك سميع قريب مجيب الدعوات. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وأذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر أعداء الدين واحمي حوزة الإسلام يا رب العالمين.
جزاك الله خير.
اللهم إنا نسألك رضاك والجنة ونعوذ بك من سخطك والنار. اللهم تقبل منا صلاتنا وصيامنا ودعاءنا وعبادتنا كلها تامة، واغفر لنا ذنوبنا عامة، ولا تعذبنا يوم القيامة. يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك.
اللهم إنا أسألك علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا. اللهم اغفر لي ذنوبي ولوالدي وارحمهما كما ربياني صغارا، ولجميع المسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات، وتابع بيننا وبينهم بالخيرات، ورب اغفر وارحم وأنت خير الراحمين. ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم.
آمين يا رب العالمين. جزاكم الله خير.
اللهم إنا نسألك خير ما سألك عبدك ورسولك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعبادك الصالحون، ونعوذ بك من شر ما استعاذك منه عبدك ورسولك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعبادك الصالحون. Oh Allah, I ask of you all good that your servant and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to ask of you. I seek refuge in you from all evil that your servant and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to seek refuge.
آمين يا رب. جزاك الله خير.
اللهم أنت ربي لا إله إلا أنت، خلقتني وأنا عبدك، وأنا على عهدك ووعدك ما استطعت. أعوذ بك من شر ما صنعت. أبوء لك بنعمتك علي وأبوء بذنبي، فاغفر لي فإنه لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من البرص والجنون والجذام وسيء الأسقام. اللهم إنك عفو كريم تحب العفو فاعف عنا يا كريم.
جزاك الله خير.
اللهم اهدنا بهداية القرآن، وأكرمنا بكرامة القرآن، وشرفنا بشرف القرآن، وارحمنا برحمة القرآن، وأسعدنا بالقرآن، وارزقنا حب القرآن وفهم القرآن وعلم القرآن ودواء القرآن وشفاء القرآن وسكينة القرآن. اللهم أعطنا نور القرآن، واجعل القرآن ربيع قلوبنا ونور صدورنا وجلاء أحزاننا وذهاب غمومنا وهمومنا، سائقنا ودليلنا إلى جناتك جنات النعيم. Almighty Allah, we ask you to guide us through the guidance of the Qur'an, to honor us through the honor of the Qur'an, to bless us and have mercy on us through the mercy and the compassion of the Qur'an. Oh Allah, help us through the Qur'an, Grant us the love for the Qur'an and the understanding of what the Qur'an is saying to us. Grant us the knowledge of the Qur'an, the cure and the medicine of the Qur'an. Oh Allah, make the Qur'an the spring of our hearts, the goer of our distress and our stress, and our guide and our proof to your everlasting heavens and paradise, inshallah.
Jazakumullah khairan kathiran, everyone, for the hafad, for Jaban, for your du'as. Remember that the du'a, subhanAllah, after the khatam of the Qur'an is verily accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One of the timings of the du'as to be accepted, and as a mercy, inshallah. Alhamdulillah. I mean, subhanAllah, just hearing the du'as, because me personally, when I hear the khatam of the Qur'an, one of the du'as that's recited, because I went to Indonesia for high school, interestingly enough, where after every recitation of the Qur'an, after every prayer, there's like a whole chant where everyone recites the du'a, Allahumma hamna bil Qur'an waj'alhu lana, all that, and so it's like it brings the whole dua of the Qur'an, putting it back to yourself in terms of how it will change someone, right? From the times of the Sahaba, how the Qur'an changed a whole landscape, a whole community, a whole people. Without further ado, inshallah, we will head straight into Sheikh Joban's lecture, inshallah, about Laylatul Qadr, the night of power, and as well about the Quran as well. So inshallah, without further ado, without wasting any more time, Faddalu mashkuran, Sheikh Joban, our esteemed Sheikh. Is the Sheikh on? Brother Fatih?
Sorry.
Oh, okay, no problem, Sheikh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum
How you
salam.
doing, Anas? Everything good?
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
How's Ramadan good?
Alhamdulillah, just trying to get every single moment left, inshallah.
How's everybody, inshallah?
Alhamdulillah.
Look like fasting, everybody.
Alhamdulillah.
From the faces. Yeah. Alhamdulillah. Salatu wassalam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. It is a great moment, and I'm so happy to see the youth, right? In Arabic, the youth call fitya, fitya, or shabab. Fitya is something that grow, and shabab from the word shabba, shabba like a fire, right? So if you want to see the nation, just look at the shabab. Before the crusade, they attacked Spain, and they used to say the spy there, and they was listening to the conversation between the youth. That means when the best time to attack the Spain on that time, or Albania. So the spy said, "Not time yet." I said, "Why?" Because I was listening to the shabab, to the youth. They was talking, said, "Hey, how many Jews did you memorize?" Yeah, they talk about Sirah, about Quran. I said, "No, we cannot defeat, After 20 years, the spy came back, said, "Now the time." And why? Because I saw a young guy was broken heart. And his friend said, "Why?" He said, "My girlfriend left me, dumped me." So when the subject of the youth was talking about the subject, this is the time. It is true. For 8 centuries, Islam in Spain, because the youth was very strong at that time. Yeah. And I think I will switch the subject instead of Laylatul Qadr. Yeah. I will talk about the important thing that I would like to encourage, continue the youth and also the parent. I will start with the hadith, right? Number one, that Rasulullah SAW And also report Banas that when the Khatam Quran, there was together the family, all the family. And there is also said that mentioned in the hadith that about 70,000 angels attending the Khatam Quran, the dua. It's very important that if any one of you, finish Quran, you make dua, don't make alone. Bring your family, your friend, so they get blessing also. And the second in the hadith reported by Abu Hurairah, that when the day judgment, when people come out from the grave, the Quran will come. And imagine you are, Hafid, you come out from the grave, you are alone. Suddenly somebody will come to you with shining face, bright. He said, do you recognize me? I am the one who made you stay up at night and made you thirsty during the day. Right? Who this is Quran? And then he said, then he will be given dominion in his right hand and eternity in his left. And crown of dignity will be placed upon his head. And his parent will be clothed with a garment which far beyond everything to be found in this dunya. And they will say, the parent will say, oh Allah, how did we earn this? And the angel will say, because you taught your children the Quran.
Allahu Akbar.
It can be the parent who teach directly, or the parents send the children to the teacher, like many of us. SubhanAllah. Yeah. So they have to give more, I know that nobody can pay back what our parents did to us. Right? And then also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala amazed with the youth when they are istiqamah. Even in their judgment, remember that about 70 people will get the shade of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And one of them was Shabun Nasha'a fi ibadatillah, a young people. Why young? Right? Because if you are old, this is the time. But you are young, you have everything. Right? And you go straight, you focus to the Quran. So Allah amazed. So in the Allah will call him, come here. Allah said, me? I said, yeah, you. Remember you live in Washington, in Texas, in Missouri. And we have a lot of challenge. But you keep on the right path, on Sirat al-Mustaqim. I said, yeah. I said, you will say bye-bye to everybody. And you will understand. And also, do you know that during Rasulullah's time and the Sahaba, there is no word called Hafid. The word Hafid starts from Tabi'in. Imam Muslim, he put in his book about Hifd al-Quran. They call what? They call Ahlul Quran.
Ahlul Quran.
Rasulullah called the Hafid Ahlul Quran, the people of Quran, like Ahlul Jannah. This is honor from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also, they call also Hamil Quran, Hamil. Hamil like woman, pregnant. Hamil Quran.
Hamlatul Quran. I have the Imam Nawawi's work to be on Hamlatul Quran.
Yeah. The question to you, if your mom Hamil, what's she supposed to do? She has to be careful, right? Careful what she eat, right? Careful when she sit down and all this. So the same, that means when Allah gives you Quran, you become Hamil Quran. You have to be careful what you eat, how you talk, right? Also, I would like to relate the hadith, right? It said, "Laisa minna man lam yataghanna bil Quran." The one who read Quran without the ghina. Ghina means like chanting, right? it's my teaching. That's not my people. So don't read Quran like read newspaper or read the news. Right? So what the meaning of ghina here? Number one, it said tahsin as-sawt. Try to beautify your voice, right? Because every book, every language, every culture has certain tone, certain methodology, terminology to express the language correctly, right? Right? If you speak Spain, if you speak French, you said bonjour, right? But some Egyptian cannot say bonjour, bonjour, right? If you go master something, a deal of Pepsi, you cannot say Pepsi, right? So that's not correct pronunciation.
Yeah.
I remember in Seattle, there is a man who was hurry. Then there is a sign, no parking. So he was hurry. There's police there. He says, "Sir, can I bark here?" Bark like dog. The police said, "Go ahead." And he parked there. And then he went there, about 50 minutes, came back, and he saw the ticket. So they called the police. "Sir, you told me I can bark here." "Yeah, you can bark, but not park." Right? It's my people. So therefore, the Quran also needs special thing, right? Needs a tajweed, right? Quran was revealed in 7 huruf, they call sab'atu ahruf, right? So therefore, why is it Hafs bin Asim the most popular of citation in the world? Only not Africa. They mostly the Warsh. Very interesting, in Indonesia, Sheikh Mustafa Ismail went to Indonesia one day. He prayed in Istiglal. He was reading Warsh, right? وَقَالَ مُوسَى. Everybody said, Musa. Try to correct it. Yeah. And before I continue, I have a joke. When I was in Egypt, I was a student. So he was invited. All the young people invited. I was hungry because it was too late food. But the host asked one of us to recite Quran. Everybody said, "Man, you. And a friend of mine, he said, "Okay, me." So he said, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Everybody was listening. صدق الله العظيم. Just go. Say, "Man, I'm hungry." Yeah. So therefore, the Quran said, فَقْرَؤُوا مَا تَيَسَّرْ. Read as you can. That means according to your ability, right? So therefore, why? And also, the Quran is different. When you try to beautify. I remember in the last Mu'tamar, Brother Ifdal was lead the Salat, right? And then I saw a few people was crying. And one of people behind me said, "Man, subhanAllah, so wonderful. It's touched my heart." I said, "Do you understand anyone?" I said, "No." Imagine he did not understand, yeah, but can move for the Quran, right? Imagine if you understand that Brother Idawar was reading Quran and talk about Jannah, how beautiful Jannah Allah described in the Quran. So, laisa minna man lam yataghanna bil Quran. It's not among us who did not, number one, is beautify it. But very interesting, this hadith was referred by Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas to his friend in the market. So he said, "Assalamu alaikum salam. Man, I'm happy with you. You are my best friend and you were successful in your business. And it's good for the people, right? So people work for you You can protect your family, right? And then he said, I would like to share with you an hadith from Rasulullah SAW. I said, share with me, right? I said, what's hadith? He said, Laisa minna man lam yataghanna bil Qur'an. It is strange, right? Why he referred his hadith to a man who was in the market. Because the word ghina also means istighna, right? That means through Quran, we can develop independent from everything other than Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when we recite or engage with the Quran, you know, you make supplication, oh Allah, make the Quran sufficient for me. Means the Quran what? Sufficient for me. Before I continue, also it's very important. We have to be smart. You know, when you read Quran, of course, Alif, Lam, Mim, you get what? 30, right? But in Ramadan, 100. But the ulama said, don't read Quran just to get that one. Ya Allah, I'm going to read Quran, so please, the Quran become my shafa'ah. The Quran become shifa for me. And make me min Ahlul Quran. Right? And Quran make me our hidayah. So you get multiply reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by changing the intention. Yeah. So al-ghina here, you know, an ra'ahu stagna. Remember that stagna? Stagna that means you didn't need anybody. When people become rich, right? So here, that means if I am looking for guidance, I can find in the Quran. I don't need look to anywhere else. If I am looking for what? For shifa, physically, spiritually, where we can find? In the Quran. Also, maybe if I'm looking for to study about math, about geography, about the history, right? Where we can find? It's in the Quran. That's the meaning of ghina here. Istighna. So you don't need anything else to find anything except what? In the Quran. He said another meaning of the word, the hadith, yeah? That means the book Quran have to move you, right? So being when you know something very interesting, even among the kuffar. When the Rasulullah SAW, he was reciting Quran in the after Asr. After Asr, most of the Arab they have like gathering around the Kaaba. So Rasulullah was read Surah Al-Najm. And people stop suddenly listening to Muhammad. Until when it comes to the last ayah, wasjudu lillahi wa'budu. Every Muhammad sujud, right? Everybody made sujud. And they was surprised. And they woke up. What do we do? So the meaning al-ghina mean Quran have to move you. Right? You know, Fudel bin Iyad was thief. So one day he going to steal in somebody's house. And then he heard this lady was reading Quran. Alam yani lilladhina amanu an takhsha qulubuhum li dhikrillah. He said, is the time not come yet for the believer to be humble? He said, is the time not come yet? He said, yes, I am 40 years old. And this ayah was moved him. Another story, there's a man very famous, his name Jabir bin Mat'am. His father is the one who gave Prophet Muhammad protection when he came back from Taif. Right? So after the battle of Badr, he went to Medina because his son was the prisoner of war. trying to bring back his son to pay him. But when he entered the masjid, Rasulullah was reading Quran, was reading Salat. In the ayah just, Am khuliqu min ghairi shay'in am humul khaliqun. Or were they created out of nothing? Or are they the creators? Just ayah. He asked question. I said, yes. Am I the creator? I came from nothing? So instead, who come to Muhammad sallallahu to bring his son, he said, Ya Muhammad, give me your hand. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Yeah. So that among the meaning of the word al-ghina, right? Beautify your voice, try to chanting when you're Quran, right? And also to make the Quran become your guidance. So when you're looking for something, you know, a long time ago, like Ibn Sina, for example, he tried to find a medicine for his patient. What he did, he prayed nights. He recited Quran. He said, I always get inspiration from the Holy Quran. And the last one I would like to share that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran twice. The beginning is the same, but the end is different. أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ أَمْ عَلَى قُلُوبٍ أَقْفَالُهَا. He said, what's wrong with you? Why you do not contemplate tadabbur in Arabic with the Quran? It is because your heart is still, right? Second one, Surah An-Nisa. أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ وَلَوْ كَانَ مِنْ عِنْدِ غَيْرِ اللَّهِ لَوَجَدُوا فِيهِ اخْتِلَافًا كَثِيرًا. What's wrong with you? Why you don't contemplate the Quran? If the Quran is not from Allah, you'll find what? A lot of contradiction. You know something, you read the book, right? And then you cry, man. Oh man, this beautiful book. If it not make sense. But something you read the book, oh man, scientifically is make you amazed, wow. But did not touch the heart. The Quran is the book supposed to be what? Touch the heart and tell what? The mind. Is right? The question to you now. The Quran now mostly touching people's mind or heart. The mind. Because if the Quran touching the heart, the life of Muslim will be different. You know, in high school, the teacher asked a student to write an essay, The Danger of Smoke. Who's the winner? Muslim student by name Ahmad. He can prove it, the danger of smoke, of cigarette. You know? But he smoked. He's smoking. You understand me? You know, so logically, he accepted smoke is dangerous, but what? Did not knock the heart. So when he was smoking, and so his father, his Pakistani guy, his father, you know, came, he turned on the smoke. He have khashya to his father now. Yeah. So therefore, tadabbur, you know, because I'm sorry, I just want to mention to you, I work also as Muslim chaplain in prison in Washington State here. And very, very sad, I found many huffaz in prison. And then when I asked him, said, wait a minute, what's the Quran? He said, I did not understand even one word of the Quran. My father is a refugee. Right? My father just asked me to Quran and I didn't understand even one word. Right? مثل الذين حملوا التوراة ثم لم يحملوها كمثل الحمار. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, the one who have carried the Quran but did not understand, like what? Like you put the book above the donkey. Right? The book in the donkey is change donkey behavior. Donkey becomes smart. Nothing. Right? So tadabbur is very important. Try to reflect. Also, alhamdulillah, I work as Muslim chaplain. Many American, they become Muslim because of the Quran. One day, there is, in the 80s, he met Dr. Dohir, a Muslim scholar, his best friend. He said, sir, there is no God. And Dr. Dohir said, congratulations, Mabruk. Why you said it? Because at least you did say half of Shahada, La ilah, there is no God. He said, why there is no God? Man, people worship idols, stone, human being. I know. But there should be real God, man. If I give you a piece of bread and I said to you, this is hamburger. You said no, because hamburger in the middle had to be what? Had to have beef, for example. You have concept of a hamburger, right? Now, what do you think if I try to convince you the concept of God in Islam? You can try. So he started with, Qul huwallahu ahad. Look, to be God, have to be the one, the only. Right? Let's bring all God in the world. Buddha, for example. Is he the one, the only? No, you can find men like Buddha in Mongolia. Jesus. You can find men like Jesus in Germany, blue eyes, brown hair. You know, a group of Jamaat Tabligh, they went to Argentina. And one of them, his face like Jesus, like a bear. So when he bought the fruit, the lady was looking at him. And then she called her friend. I said, Jesus, Jesus. His friend came. Wow. And then when he went to pay her, I said, no, I love Jesus. So Jesus cannot be God. Had to be the one, the only. So anyway, he explained the rest of the ayah. So what do you think? I don't know. I don't believe him. I didn't see him. If you don't believe in God, how this universe come to exist? Oh man, easy. They call Big Bang Theory. You know, the heaven and the earth used to be one. And after a billion years, there happened called explosion. Big Bang. Become the sun, the moon, galaxy. Said, who discovered the theory? Is Hubble. When? He said, 1919. If I tell you now, there is a man discovered this theory 1400 years ago. What do you think? It's impossible. Right? Impossible. Because even this theory become, scientifically proof is 1970. So Dr. Dohir opened the Quran, Surah Anbiya. أَوَلَمْ يَرَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَنَّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ كَانَتَا رَتْقًا فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا. Have disbelievers seen not that the heaven and the earth used to be one, and then we spread it? That artist said, that in your book? I said, yes. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. Right? So how I become Muslim? With tadabbur. with tadabbur, right? Another story, you know Gary Miller, yeah? Gary Miller? Gary Miller, his father wanted him to be like a bishop, high class, from Canada. So when he to get PhD in the religious study, he have to read all the books belong to every religion. And then when come to the Quran, it's the first time he saw the Quran. And he said, Quran was revealed to Muhammad. Wait a minute. Before I read this book, I want to know this man. So he studied Muhammad. And just from studying Muhammad, he found that this Quran is to be from God. One of them just, they have long story. One of the occasion, he said, when Muhammad was in the cave during the Hijrah, when Abu Bakr said to him, he said, Ya Muhammad, Ya Rasulullah, if one of them bow down, they will see us and we are finished. You know the story, right? But we never analyze. So Gary Miller said, and what Muhammad said, La tahzan inna Allah ma'ana. Abu Bakr, don't worry, Allah with me, with us. If Muhammad was not prophet, what happened? You're right, man. Try to find escape. When the Quraysh asked him 3 questions, right? And Muhammad said tomorrow. The next day, the bee didn't come. Muhammad, where's the answer? Where's the answer? Said, I'm sorry, it's not here. 1 week, almost 1 month. He said, if Muhammad was not prophet, he will busy. He will contact here and there. Man, do you know the story? Where is come? Right? Then he became Muslim. But one day, he was, he was on the boat with his friend. So he was open the Quran, was reading. His friend said, what's that? It's the Holy Quran. Can I see it? Yeah. There was translation there. You know something Allah going to give him guidance? He just opened randomly like this. And there was ayah from Surah An-Nur. When Allah talk about the ocean. أو كظلمات في بحر لجي يغشاه موج من فوقه موج, and continue. He said, like the darkness in the deep of ocean. Darkness. And it was surrounding by a wave. And dark here and there. Even if he roll his hand, he cannot see it. The first question, he said, is he a sailor? If Muhammad is a sailor. I said, man, he never see even ocean. He was from Makkah to Medina. He didn't go to Jeddah. Because the Quran said, like the darkness in the deep of ocean. You know, if you go to seashore, you go to, and you're swimming, only, for example, the deep only 20 or 100 feet, you can see the friend. Hi. But after 1,000 feet, you cannot see nothing. Even the fish on that area, no eyes, because the eyes no function without light. And also not only that, the Quran said there's wave. 50 years ago, people know a wave is where? In the surface of ocean. So Soviet at the time, he tried to use the submarine, he go up, and he sees, yes, there was wave. If the top 100 feet, it'd be 200 feet. You don't believe, you go home, put water in the bucket, and you push like this. It was moving, right? You can see the under. How did Muhammad know that? And his friend become Muslim. Yeah? So we have many, many stories. And this is result as what? As a tadabbur, to reflect. So alhamdulillah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless you with ability, to become hafid, to become Ahl Quran, to become Hamid al Quran. So the next step, right, be the best. The best according to who? To Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, you can say you are the best, but maybe for others not the best. But if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are the best, that means what? It's to be the best. What the Prophet said? Khairukum man ta'allama al-Qur'an wa 'allamahu. Said the best among you who learn Quran. He doesn't memorize Quran, learn. Right? That means, Alhamdulillah, you are lucky. Before I continue, you know, most of the Greek scholars before, whether Al-Kindi, Ibn Sina, Al-Ghazali, you know, in the beginning, they just memorize Quran. In Egypt, they call katatib. You know, all those doctor, professor, Ibn Said Qutb, all these people, just the beginning of the Quran. But then they develop after their understanding. They understand it and they try to do tadabbur. Yeah. So therefore, number one, you are hamil al-Quran. Hamil mean you are carry. Like your wife, sorry, if you're like your mother when they're pregnant, be careful. So you have to be careful also. Careful what you eat, what you say. Right? Be a Quranic walking. When people see you, I want to be like you. Right? Because you are like Quranic walking. Yeah. You can see the light. And the last one, don't forget always to make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ya Allah, thank you for the blessing you give me. Alhamdulillah. You know, I can carry your book, but please protect me. Save me. You know, be me among the one that you said in the hadith that Ahlul Quran is Ahlullah. People of Quran is the people of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? So that's just khatira. I hope they can benefit us, benefit the parent, and also may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always give us on the Siratul Mustaqim, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah khair, Sheikh Shoban. You know, I had my notes in as well. Lots of gems, subhanAllah. We can go into straight away with some Q&A, inshallah, if Sheikh Shoban can be available as well. So anyone from the chat, from the participants in the Zoom session or on our YouTube streams or Facebook streams, you can go ahead and put in the chat for questions that you had about, subhanAllah, about, you know, being the walking Quran, or, you know, what Sheikh Joban alluded to in terms of like the spirit of the youth, right? So any questions, any comments as well in the chat and through Facebook and YouTube, we're ready to receive them, inshallah. But yes, or you can private message me as well, inshallah, and then I'll get the question to Sheikh Joban as well. You know, I had a question, Sheikh Joban, just to start, inshallah. I know, subhanAllah, you know, the Khatm of the Qur'an, where it's a prophetic tradition. It's a tradition that's been reoccurring since the time of the Prophet ﷺ, in terms of finishing the Quran and going into Al-Fatiha and Al-Baqarah. I know some people in some gatherings, after every surah, they have, they say, for example, you say surah at the end of, you know, Surah Al-Qadr, al-Fajr, right? And then after that, there's Allahu Akbar. Some people say Allahu Akbar. You know, is that like a tradition as well, in terms of saying Allahu Akbar between every surah?
Yeah. That's tradition.
I hear that. I heard that.
Yeah.
Well.
Even in Indonesia, yeah. Yes, nothing from Sunnah. But it's okay. It's not mean it's a bid'ah or something that people sometimes just to make the gap. It mean. Yeah, while you're collecting if there is a question, I would like also to share the importance of the last one, the tadabbur thing. You know, one of my hobby is when I met a convert, I always said, how did you become Muslim? So when I was in Olympia, there is a gentleman by name Carlos. He joined the Jamaat Tablighi, and then he said, how I become Muslim? He said, because of this. There was Pakistani guy, because of him. So what happened? So they live in LA, and one day his friend brought him to this Pakistani. What for? To what do you call, to fly with the cocaine, with the drug, you know. And that Pakistani, he said, "Hey Carlos, I heard you like to read." He said, "Yeah, you know, I have this book, I never read it. So you have Qur'an for 20 years, you never open it, basically. No pray, nothing." So Carlos said, "Yeah." So Carlos went home and he opened the Quran and he come to ayah, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. You alone we worship. He said, "Look, I know all the Bible, but I never find a verse like this." So now Carlos read Quran for 6 months, try to find one verse that make him doubt. He couldn't find. Said, "Man, so the Quran up now, the Bible down." He said, "I want to become Muslim, but I cannot go to the Pakistani. That's for drug." So he, you know, on that time only people he can check with the yellow page, and he found Masjid Umar Khattab. You are honest, you know, Umar Khattab. So he went there. When he went there, the masjid is full, so some people even praying in park. And there was moment of sujood. He said, "Wow, you know, I read in the Bible one verse that I couldn't understand, where Jesus said, pray until your forehead full of dust." Because we pray in the church standing like this with piano. Dang, dang. How come our forehead full of dust? It means after prayer you look at but like this and well, oh, this was this is what the Bible that Jesus asked me to do. So he became convinced. So anyway, he went inside, he met with the Imam, and he learned study Quran. After 3 months, he became Muslim. When his friend asked him to go again to that Pakistani Muslim, I said, "No, man, it's haram. No more drug." So his friend went to that Pakistani said, "Hey, man, where's Carlos?" He said, "Man," he said, "Haram." I know, he said the word haram. What haram? No more drug. "What book did you give him, man?" And then Pakistani cried. Allah. This book, only 6 months with Carlos, did change his life. For 20 years, he didn't change. That's Pakistani. Yeah. Oh, no.
SubhanAllah, you have, you know, just stories of the Quran and people just seeing the true beauty of the Quran, you know, really just illuminated by the Quran, you know, from the time of the Prophet ﷺ to people where, you know, just how Imam Joban alluded to, where you have people hating the Prophet, but then turning back onto that, you know, just, you know, we always ask for Allah, Ya Muqallib al-Qulub, right? The turner of hearts, right? To always bring back our heart to the straight path, inshallah. Sheikh Joban, there's a question that I have in the chat, inshallah. I'll read it to you.
Yeah.
Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum. I've had this question for a while, and I was wondering if, does being a good Muslim be something that should only matter in Allah's eyes or in the eyes of our parents and other Muslims? I know it's good to aim for both, the approval for both, but I'm concerned about the intentions people have for doing good deeds. For example, most people I've talked to have only picked up the Quran just because my parents told me to, or something to that effect.
Yeah, very good question. You know, the problem with youth now, two things. some youth spiritually weak, also intellectually weak. The iman is weak, so have a little bit knowledge about Islam. So therefore, some youth, when they come to Sunday school, and you ask him, why you here? My dad, my mom, right? No spirit, right? So therefore, it's very important. Number one, of course, when you do something is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the most important. Even nobody please you. But at the same time also, you know, the Quran, in the Arabic called al-ibadah and mu'amalah. Ibadah and mu'amalah had to be clock, right? That means hablu min Allah wa hablun minan nas. Your connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is strong, and also, so therefore we have to change that this deen is a gift. Allah did choose you. Not because you are smart or that, right? They choose you. One of the Sheikh told me the story. There is a boy who was homeschooling. He's Hafid. When he going to high school, he said, Dad, I would like to go public school. I said, what? What's going to happen with your Hafid, man? I said, Dad, Allah gave me a gift. I want to share with the others. Allah. So he feels the gift. I want to share with the others. So I said, yes. So he went to his high school for 3 years. When he graduated, because of him, 14 of American boys become Muslim. Because people see him different in school. No girlfriend, you know, sometimes he pray on the field, he never say bad word. Yeah, become Qur'an okay. So therefore we have to feel that this deen is a gift, not a burden. Because if you feel this a burden, even you memorize Quran now, if because of the parent, it's difficult. You try just to please him. Right? You want to make happy, yeah. But always, you know, because what you call, sometimes, you know, your iman is strong, but your knowledge is very weak. It's also very easy. People can twist you. Last Ramadan, the sister called me. Imam, I said, what? Please help me. What happened? My son, he didn't believe anymore in God. He's from Uzbek. I said, whose son? I said, the one that sometimes come to masjid in Ramadan and all this. What happened? In 2 hours, he had a teacher, atheist teacher, able to convince him that there is no God. So you don't want to fast, no pray. Instead, everything is full. You foolish me, he said. And we found out that the parent just asked him to pray and fast, but never give him knowledge. His mind is empty about Islam. Right? You know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us guidance, right? This guidance, to protect guidance, need 2 things. What's that? Iman and ilm. Iman and knowledge. You have strong iman, without knowledge become extremist. Everything haram. Even smiling haram. Become rude. Many people. And always concerned about what you call outlook. Islam outlook. As Muslim, you have to be wearing like this, you have to wear a beard and all this. But sometimes they have knowledge, the iman is weak, become secular. Everything is okay. Yeah. So this combination, we always continue between al-iman wal-ilm, to be almost instable. Yeah.
Is there a connection error? Okay, so how about the connection between iman and ilm faith and knowledge. We have to always keep on studying, keep on learning. One takeaway that I really took from Sheikh Julban was, the hadith, خيركم من تعلم القرآن وعلمه, right? It's not about the memorizing part, but about the learning. And like, I think one takeaway that I could take away as well from this whole Khatm Qur'an is that, just finishing the Qur'an and then returning back to it, as I said in the beginning, where it's always a learning process, right? We're always developing to become closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? As how Ramadan sets us to become closer, with the Qur'an itself, it allows us to even become closer to Allah. Sheikh Jovan, Jazakallah khair. There's another question, inshallah. This probably might be the last question if there are any more questions, inshallah. So I'll have it to you straight away. I have a question. To become ulama is not easy because we have to be far from dunya wa mata'iha. So it's pleasures. Can't see movie, can't listen music, can't do traveling more. The point, we have to be with Quran, hadith, book, and sometimes they make me bored and tired. Can you give me some advice? Shukran.
Yeah. So the answer is not true. Imam Abu Hanifa was a merchant. Was doing business. It's not mean when you want to study, that means you have to abandon everything. Many of the Sahaba, the ulama, they have different kind of job.
That's right.
Right? There's a combination. It is true. So therefore it is, if you're still young, yes, you need to be focused. Right? So therefore why, if you read the story about different imam, they have hundreds of the teachers. They are traveling everywhere. Right? If you, Imam Shafi, Imam Malik, Abu Hanifa, they are struggling. Right? But at the same time, many of us here, and with all this technology, right, you can also learn without abandoning all this. And also always be moderate in this deen. The deen always destroyed by two things. Right? The Quran said, وَابْتَغِ فِي مَا آتَاكَ اللَّهُ دَارَ الْآخِرَةِ. Seek about akhirah. وَلَا تَنْسَ نَصِيبَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. But don't forget the dunya. This is the only religion that always asks us to be balanced. Therefore, even in the ta'lim, Rasulullah never have class every day. Right? Always. Instead, inna li badanika alayka haqqun, because your body have rights. Rasulullah went to Medina. He said, what's this? This celebration. So we have also celebration. Yeah. So therefore, when people did not understand the deen, they make deen difficult. Islam is so easy. Right? Ma anzal al-Qur'an li tashqa. Not to make your life is difficult. Right? Your eyes have right, your ear have right. You can enjoy your life. Right? Wal man harrama zinatallah. People look like when you be good Muslim, you cannot go to shopping, you go to the park, you cannot have camping. I said no. Rasulullah used to went for camping. And Aisha said, and also Jabir said, since I become Muslim, I never see Muhammad unless he was what? Bassaman dhahaka. He always smiling, laughing. Right? A lot of people know they have little bit problem, no more smiling. Assalamu alaikum. Brother, I am fasting. Difficult to smile. Rasulullah, with all these difficulties, in his mind it's about ummah, not about his family. He said he still have time to smile and to joke with the people.
Allah.
Right? And Allah loved it. Love to be almost in balance. Right? But I think also very important that because talk about to be ulama, to be scholar. Right? Yes. If you want to be ulama, to be scholar, you have to make special time for that. Right? And many of people before us, Al-Imam Bukhari, he's traveled for 20 years. Right?
Yeah.
He went to Makkah, Medina, he went to all country. After 20 years, and then he wrote the book Al-Bukhari. Musa alayhi salam, he was traveling to learn the knowledge. Yeah. But in the same time, like in this time, I think we have to always, to enjoy this deen. Because he said that, Ibn Taymiyyah said, if you do not enjoy the Jannah here, you will not enjoy Jannah over there. Right? So people of Jannah here, they are in Jannah. So we live, yes, we have to pray for them and all this, but we enjoy our life. A lot question to you. Those who commit suicide, to kill themselves, mostly who? The actor, the actress, the famous people have everything, but not enjoy. Yeah, in life. And before continue, also when you tadabbur, you understand something. When you read Qur'an, you can feel different. I have story one time. There's a thief. People was chasing him, and then he went to the masjid. He joined the prayer. So he put the stuff that he did steal in his like this. And his name was Musa. So Imam was reading Surah Taha. The Imam said, وَمَا تِلْكَ بِيَمِينِكَ يَا Musa. Hey Musa, what is in your right hand? I said, oh man, if Imam he know I did steal. So he first salam, he ran away. And also, I have a funny story before I close Allah in Ramadan.
Inshallah.
When I was in Olympia, we have youth, what do you call? Youth itikaf. Yeah. And then the Fajr came, everybody was so tired because all night they pray Qiyam. And I asked one of them, said, can you call Adhan? He called me Ustad. Ustad, I am sleepy. Yeah, call Adhan and go home. You're sleepy and you call Adhan. So he called Adhan. Alhamdulillah, it's good voice. After Hayal al-Falah, Hayal al-Falah. What do you say after that? As-salatu al-Nam. Hey, forget. Assalamu alaikum. Everybody say salam. Another story, I think is Abdullah. You know Abdullah, right?
Oh, yes. Abdullah. Oh.
So he was 7 years old, and then time for iftar. Ustaz Abdullah, ya call Adhan. Ustaz, I'm hungry. You call Adhan, then eat. So you call Adhan. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Samad. Because I was hungry. Yeah, we have many stories about it. And then somebody was say Ibrahim, Musa, and Ahmad. And all of them, they give donation to the masjid. Right? So they pray. And the Imam was read Surah Sabihisma. Suhufi Ibrahim wa Musa. Why always mention only two? I pay what you call donation to. I said Ahmad too. Yeah.
MashaAllah. Jazakallah khair. Sheikh Joban. I think subhanAllah, these stories are just living you up for the Ramadan moments. SubhanAllah. I think there's a raised hand from a participant, Krishna, Seattle.
Yeah. Can I have one question?
Go ahead, Bismillah. I think we'll end with this question, inshallah, and then we're going to have some
Okay.
remarks from Imsan.
Shukran. This is the last question. Okay. Assalamualaikum Imam Zuban and para
Abu Azam.
Yeah, Jazakallah khairan. So I want to ask about the youth. They grow up or was born here and grew up here. So sometimes, so they have like feel not comfortable to show up because they are a Muslim. So like missing identity, like because they grew up in here, and the school, if like public schools, they meet people, the friends. So when when the youth, like the girls, maybe is so shy if they wanna wearing the hijab, or if the boy maybe it's fine because they you can tell if the boy is a Muslim or not Muslim. It's almost same. But uh, if how to make the young people, the youth, is comfortable, they are a Muslim. So and then try to practice Muslim, like act like Muslim, and like even in school they try to pray, because I think they had afraid to show up their identity. So my question is how to make young people in United States or anywhere to comfortable with Muslim
to be
identity.
proud as Muslim,
Proud in Muslim. Jazakallah khairan.
I think this question is also the question of all the parents, I think. And it's a very important question. And it's the number one have to be start from home, right? The children have to see Islam through their parent. Practicing parent is very important. And also home have to have like halaqah class, and also the other thing very important, that the children have to feel like fun. Being Muslim is fun, not like a burden, right? So therefore, giving that knowledge is very important. If the problem with the children, sometimes the parent, they just, you have to pray, memorize Qur'an, all this, without giving why. Because knowing why is very important. Look at the Quran said, Hudan linnasi wa bayyinatin minal huda wal furqan. Quran is a guidance. And also bayinat, explanation. So when your children ask you, why we have to pray, you have to be happy with this question. If you cannot answer, you can bring the sheikh. Jeffrey Lang, who wrote the book, Even the Angel Talk, after he became Muslim. So his daughter tells his old, said, Dad, why, you become Muslim, you pray always every day. I could tell her that because I'm Muslim, I have to, but I took opportunity to answer. And he said, look, do you know why I love you? Your mom love you. Remember when you are in hospital, your mom always wake up all night with you? I said, yeah. You know why? Because you are a parent. I said, no. Because God put love in our heart. Yeah. When did you feel it that I love you? Yeah, when you care about me, when you hug me. It's the same. I know that God is love us. He created us. He provided us with everything. But when you feel that God like I hug you, when he said Allahu Akbar, when I pray, right? So this is short story. So I give in man, and the girl cried, said, Dad, I will pray with you. Yeah. So therefore, give the reason why is very important to the children, especially live here. In Indonesia, there is a school called international school in English. And there is Father Day. Father Day, that means on that time there's a program where every student have to give presentation, whatever they want. And there is a boy, his father is super busy. He never come to the school for any equation. So his wife said, honey, if you don't come this Father Day, I will withdraw my son from school. No, please, I'm coming. So he came, but he was sat in the back. So the program start. Everybody, presented their presentation. Some was giving lectures. Some was read the poetry, and come to his son. His name Ahmad. When he comes to forward, he called his teacher to hold the Qur'an. Said, teach me, test me. Okay, Ahmad, read Surah An-Naba. Stop, right? So read this. He memorized Quran, alhamdulillah. So after finish, the MC asked him, said, Ahmad, why did you choose Quran for this program, not like the others? He said, because I want to pay back my parents what they did for me. Because I heard from the hadith in their judgment, if you memorize Quran, Allah SWT will put a crown, and Allah will put also, Allah going to ask me to put the honor clause for my parent. His father from behind was jumping, Allahu Akbar. Son, I'm sorry, son. I always think about your future in this life. You think about my future in next life. Right? So the question, what the motive of this boy memorize Quran? Because of why? Why? So that's one, I think, yeah? You need one lecture for this, but this is one of them. The second one, also we have to build the community. They can support one another. Alhamdulillah, for example, our children here in Seattle, maybe in Texas, everybody, they're not lonely, right? For example, my son, my daughter, they went to the high school. Also, there's Muslim student there. She not only the one wearing hijab, there's another, maybe a girl wearing hijab. So we need to support one another. They've established Jum'ah there, right? So building the network of the youth, right, in high school, in the college is very important. Why is it? Because what the first thing Musa asked Allah when Allah appointed become prophet. Waj'alni waziran min ahli Haruna akhi. Allah, I don't want to be alone. Can you also, Harun, become prophet? Kay nusabbihaka kathira, so you can make tasbih together, da'wah together. To be alone is difficult. For our youth also, there is no support from right and left, from the parent, from the friend. It is difficult for them. We need them. Muhammad SAW, Allah blessed with who? Abu Bakr, Umar, Ali, Usman, Suhaib, Bilal. This is to make Rasulullah stay. And the last one is very important. Allah SWT never sent a prophet from outside. Wa ila adin akhahum huda. And to the people of Ad, Allah sent akhahum, his brother. That means he's from people of Ad. Wa ila thamuda akhahum saliha. To Thamud, Allah say Saleh from among them. Even Musa alayhi salam. Musa from Bani Israel. He's not Egyptian. But why Allah let Musa grew up in the palace of Fir'aun. Why is it? Because Allah going to send Musa to Fir'aun. So Musa have to understand the language, the culture, become indigenous. Right? So therefore, I will ask all the parents here, if you able to teach your children here, and they become da'i, become pioneer of Islam, is better than us. You know, I speak with you now, right? Look at my language. Not like you, right? You are grew up here. That's what Allah wanted. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so every parent who listening now, you have to say like this, Ya Allah, I know when I came to this country, I didn't have time to study, to spread Islam. I was busy for study, looking for a job, but I promise, right? I want to teach my children. Then when I say children, you don't need to be children, everybody children become hafiz, become a scholar. No, being good Muslim, they become da'i. Because our children, when American talk about baseball, about football, about culture, about anything, they understood very well. They're easy to communicate with them. When they talk, they're relevant with them because they grew up here. I think that's the reason why Allah brought us here. So our children, they can continue. When you close your eyes and you see them, yeah, they carry the message of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Right? And the last one, just make dua for them. May Allah protect them, make them proud with this deen. Yeah. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah khairan kathiran, Sheikh Joban. Wallahi, I feel like this is, this is really uplifting in terms of how, from the tradition itself, there's the emphasis on the support system that we have, starting from the relationship that you have with the family, the relationship that you have with your community, how they bring one another, inshallah, in terms of creating this Muslim identity of ours, inshallah, especially wherever you are, in the US, Canada, wherever, inshallah. SubhanAllah. Jazakallah khair, Sheikh Joban, for your time, inshallah. We'll close, inshallah, with some IMSA remarks by IMSA's president, Shafrin. The floor is yours, inshallah.
Inshallah, ya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ustaz Joban, alhamdulillah.
Masya Allah, masih puasa?
Bentar lagi Ustaz, ini udah mau gelap nih. So that's why so I'm not gonna take too long for this. Inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan kasiran for all the hufaz, including Imam Joban and the great moderator Anas. It's really wonderful seeing all of you here. Such a young faces, beautiful voices, and all the memorization that you have. So as Imam Joban mentioned, you are all the Ahlul Quran, inshallah. And again, his message to all of you and all of us is to be the best and to be the working Quran with all the knowledge, with all the memorization that you have. So again, from the bottom of my heart, cannot thank you enough and then appreciate for all what you've done and then all the efforts, especially during the month of Ramadan. Inshallah, you're gonna be emulating others' youth, and that's what we need. We need to emulate others, to follow you. So again, may Allah reward you and then give us all of us the barakah. And this is exactly what I myself envisioning, that inshallah you'll be the future of IMSA, and then we want you to do more. And again, we like to support you. So if after the Ramadan, I would like to invite, all of you again to continue, engage with the programs, IMSA programs, youth programs, and we can discuss, brainstorm, and what good programs that we can do for youth and for all of you, inshallah. So and then I would like also to encourage you to encourage others to engage with IMSA programs and join with all of you. So again, appreciate for all of you that has been participated in this month of Ramadan. May Allah again give us the barakah. May Allah accept our salat, our dua, our siyam, our tilawatil Qur'an, inshallah. And again, almost at the end of Ramadan, may Allah again give us all of us His mercy to all of us, and then keep up the good work, and then we'll be seeing again soon after the Ramadan during the Shawwal, maybe taking a break a little bit, and then again we're going back. So inshallah, I'm going back to giving back to Anas. Thank you.
Jazakallah khair.
Minal Aidin, Pak Safrin.
Minal Aidin, Ustaz. Insyaallah.
Udah bikin ketupat belum? Ketupat?
Baru semurnya doang, Tat. Besok lanjut.
Inshallah. Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah khair, Shafrin and Sheikh Joban, for the team as well, for IMSA, for the Hufad as well. SubhanAllah. We're ready for Eid al-Fitr, inshallah. We're ready to celebrate as well, inshallah. And so, just to grab the last moments of Ramadan, let's close it, inshallah. And before we close, just adding on to Shafrin's remarks on the programming that IMSA and their work that they're doing. SubhanAllah, it's really something to see how these efforts are for the community, from the community as well. So inshallah, for the youth and young adults to just really come together and to get involved in these programs and whatnot, totally hit us up through the social medias that IMSA provides, whether it be comments or extra ideas and so on and so forth. So inshallah, we can continue this community that we have outside as a quote unquote second home, right? Outside the family, outside the greater community, for IMSA, the Indonesian Muslim Society of America, inshallah. And just linking that silaturahmi, right? That virtual silaturahmi, inshallah. So Jazakallah khair once again, Sheikh Joban, the team, and everyone. We'll close inshallah with the kafarat al-majlis, when usually we finish with closing any gathering, inshallah. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Don't forget your du'as, inshallah. Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna. Always remembering that Allah is the most pardoning, so pardon us, O Allah. We ask Allah to accept from this event, and it's time to head out, inshallah. So jazakumullah khair for everyone participating. We'll catch y'all, inshallah. Tune in for IMSA's social media and more programs, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Anas, jazakallah khair. You did good job, mashallah.
Jazakallah khair. No, it's all on you, Sheikh. Jazakallah khair. Inshallah.
Jazakallah khairan semuanya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mas Fatih.